Hi, Patrick here with Have Cheetah Review, and I am going to be dashing through my picks for the football games for this week. Um, I know that some games are going to be starting soon, if not already, but I'm just going to throw this out there. Um, we got 3 games for Thanksgiving. We'll start off with Chicago at Detroit. That's traditional Thanksgiving Day game. The Lions coming out and playing. Bears reeling a little bit. The Lions played Cleveland pretty well last week. So going against the grain again. Maybe Detroit will come off and pull off the upset. So we're gonna go with Detroit to win today. Next, we have the reeling Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Dallas. Yeah, it looks like the Raiders are in free fall. I think there's just too much distraction going on with that team. I'm sure it's broken up inside. The locker room is just chaotic. They're just not playing very well. It's a real shame because, they had a promising season going. But yeah, I see Dallas just continuing the Raiders on the way downward and beating the Raiders at Dallas. Actually, the same thing I can say with Buffalo. Buffalo is also really struggling hard, and I just don't know. A team that look absolutely stunning, look like a complete Super Bowl contender, and lo and behold, they are. They don't look anything like they did in the beginning. Josh Allen saying it's all on him, but last I looked, quarterbacks don't give up 41 points, and that's what happened to Buffalo last week against Indianapolis. Um, that's perplexing to tell you the truth because I understand you lose a game here and there, I get that, but the way they've lost their games, it's just wow, you just didn't see it coming. Um, on paper, Buffalo is better than New Orleans. New Orleans has their own problems coming into the game. This is the game of two teams looking for a way back on track. Um, I guess I'm gonna go with the home team with this. I'm gonna go with New Orleans. Buffalo's gonna have to prove. They're gonna have to reprove that they're playing. They're worthy of being talked about in the Super Bowl. Because right now, not so much. All right. So let's take care of Thanksgiving games. Next up, it's the Steelers and the Bengals. So this is the second game. This is back where we were. The Steelers are 5-4-1. Lost a horrible game against the Chargers. Horrible game. Their offensive coordinator Matt Canada is really under the hot seat. I've read different reports that Kenyatta he's just a yes man. He's way over his head as a coordinator. Just outmatched on every front. And you know what? The Steelers have played like that all year long underneath him. Their offense, it seems more like a pop gun offense. Backyard drawing in the dirt type of offense. Yeah, they put up 37 points. But if you go back and take a hard look at those 37 points, the Steelers got the ball. They had several turnovers that took them time and time and time to punch it in. It wasn't like quick strikes. They get the ball of a turnover, and it take them 8 or 9 plays to go 30 yards. That's just unacceptable. Yeah, Ben came back. The defense, especially the secondary, got torched. The Steelers have a slow secondary. You can pass on the Steelers. Their defense, front seven strong, back four not so strong. You can pass on them, pass deep. And that's how the Chargers ended up winning. On paper, yeah, Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Cincinnati on this. I do think that Cincinnati wins. That'll probably cement the Steelers' season. They'll be 5-1 with 6 games to go in a very, very crowded playoff field. Like I said this once, I say it again. I'd much rather see the Steelers not make the playoffs with a bad team than make the playoffs with a bad team and get embarrassed the first round. That nobody wants that. Nobody wants to go out there and get their ass handed to them in the playoffs. 41-15 or something like that. Did I say 41-15? Wow. Where did I hear that score before? Justin, help me out here. Next, Tampa Bay at Indianapolis. Another team. Here we are talking about this again. Tampa Bay's been struggling a little bit. Indianapolis showed up large and thumped the Bills last week. Why can't Indianapolis get going and keep it going? They can score some points. This is the second game, last 2 out of 3 games, they put up 40. I'm not going to say they're going to put up 40 against Tampa Bay, but I do think they can compete. And I'm going to take the Indianapolis for the upset. Carolina at Miami. Boy, talk about a good start for Cam. They had a great start last week, 2 weeks ago. And then not so much. They lost to the Redskins. Weren't really, it was terrible. It's terrible loss to lose to the Redskins at home. So it pretty much takes everything away that the Panthers had done the week before. But here's a chance for them to get back. Well, they're on the road against Miami. Miami's improving. What did the Dolphins do last week? The Dolphins might have, were they off last week? Nope. Let me see. I want to see what they did. Yeah, the Dolphins won again. So they've won 3 in a row. I'm going to take Miami to continue. They finally found their feet, and I think they'll go ahead and continue to win. So I see them beating Carolina and Cam Newton. Tennessee at New England. This might have been the week. Last week might have been the week where the Titans actually realized that they are missing Derrick Henry, and they stumbled and lost to the Texans. Now they're going to come in there and they waived Adrian Peterson, which is, I don't understand that because he actually did pretty well. He was running the ball pretty decently. He had for what it is, he had 80 yards on 24 carries and a touch. That's not bad. Don't understand it. I mean, they're expecting to get old Adrian Peterson, that looked like Derrick Henry back in the day. You weren't going to get that. But you got hard running, and you got, a drive for the end zone. I don't know who they're going to bring in to replace, you don't replace the Derrick Henry. You know what? New England's going to win this game. It doesn't really matter what Tennessee says or does. New England's going to win. Philadelphia at the Giants. I'm going to take the Giants for this game. Atlanta in Jacksonville. Wow, Atlanta's just crashed and burned. This could be their cup of chicken noodle soup that they need to get back on track. And I think it will be. And I think they'll beat Jacksonville on the road. The Jets at Houston. This is the garbage trash fire of the year game. I guess we have to pick a winner. Okay, I'll pick Houston. Chargers back on their feet, going to Denver. Denver had last week off, get healed up. Believe it or not, I'm going to pick Denver to upset the Chargers. Yep. Okay, get the Lambs at the Green Bay Packers. Packers lost. I guess Aaron Rodgers has COVID toe. That's funny. I guess he broke his pinky toe, and people thought it was COVID toe, or he thought it was COVID toe, or whatever. But yeah, he broke his foot working out. I don't know. I'd like to see how that happened. Looks to me, honestly, sounds like he kicked something. I mean, how did he get hurt? What did he do? Drop the playbook on his foot? I have a feeling he got pissed off at something and kicked the wall or door or something and broke his little toe. No problem. affected his play, though, and it'll probably affect his play this game, too. But he doesn't play defense, and that's where the Chargers got blown up last week. Rams, who knows what team's going to show up? Statty Stafford from the Lions or Matt Stafford from the Rams. I think Green Bay will bounce back and take care of the Rams. Minnesota at San Francisco. Yeah, I'll take Minnesota to beat San Francisco. And Cleveland at Baltimore. Wow. You know, if the Steelers were a good team, I would be pretty excited about that game, Cleveland and Baltimore, because you know Steelers win, they'd be 6-4-1. Hobbs would be eating some dog food, and you know, everything would be fine in the world. But the Steelers are going to lose to the Bengals. And while Cleveland got Nick Chubb back last week, I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough to stop Baltimore. I think Baltimore will come back and beat them. The Ravens are a good team. Yeah, I just don't see. I don't see the Browns. The Browns had trouble putting 13 points on the Lions, for pity's sakes. So, yeah, not a good game. So I'm picking Baltimore. And the last game, Seattle at Washington. Washington has actually started to play. They're like the Jets. They're starting to round into form, but is it too little too late? Believe it or not, I'm going to actually pick Washington to win this game. I think maybe they are going to show up. You know, the Dolphins and the Redskins starting to play like they were supposed to be playing beginning of the year. I mean, those are two teams that, you know, like I picked Washington to show. That was my dark horse candidate to be in the Super Bowl. The Dolphins were supposed to be making a lot of noise too. And both teams have been supremely disappointing. And they actually might benefit from the fact that there's an extra game. I think Miami more than Washington, because I think Washington only has 3 wins. Let's see where Washington's at. No, Washington's got they got 4 wins too. They're 4-6. They got 7 games to go, so they are actually, in theory, a little bit better off than the Jets, because the Jets are 4-7. So if Washington actually wins this game, wow, they might be there. They might be making on the outside, looking in and knocking on the door. So I think the Redskins definitely have a lot to play for. Whereas I don't think Seattle really does too much, right? Seattle's like reeling too. Yeah, Seattle's 3-7. Yeah, I think Washington's just gonna want it more, and so I think they'll beat Seattle at home. Wow, and the only game worth note in college football is San Jose State hosting Fresno State. Brent Brennan has reverted back to being his incompetent coaching self. Just proves that, you know, last year was just such a fluke. It just was magic. It wasn't anything that really he did. He still has pretty much the same coordinators, same cast of players, and they suck. I don't like the idea that they changed quarterbacks. I know Starkle got hurt, but Nick Nash was leading them to wins. I think he should have stayed with the hot hand. He didn't. He put Starkle back into play, and the Spartans have lost 2 games, and now they're 5-6. They need to win today to have any chance, which I don't think they'll get. Even if they win, I don't see anybody picking them to go bowling. They're a 6-6 team, but they're an ugly 6-6. And actually, they're a 5-6 team because they beat Southern Utah, one of the worst teams in the FCS. They beat them. That's one of their wins. So 5-6 with some ugly wins against Utah State, USC. Yeah, even if they manage to upset Fresno, which is always a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and down on that, because I'll be terribly tickled if they beat Fresno. But I don't see them going bowling. All right, that's it. I'll catch up with my scores for the last 2 weeks. It's now 3 weeks. And I'll have those ready for you next week. All right, we'll talk at you soon. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk at you soon until the next one. Peace.